Have you ever daydreamed of having more? More of what? Perhaps just more of everything: food, money, and fun. These folks undoubtedly elevated their desire for more to an entirely new level, like the Lilliputians in Gulliver's Travels. Stay tuned to the end as we go into the realm of the giants, where objects grow larger daily. 1. World's largest pizza. When you think about pizza, something of this magnitude never comes to mind. And there you have it, the world's largest pizza. How is this even possible? Just ask these guys who made a 130-foot wide pizza with 20,000 pounds of toppings. It's a wonder anyone could manage to knead or flip this much dough. What kind of oven is big enough to cook it? After completing their gigantic rendition of the classic Italian pastry, the organizers graciously provided free slices to the public. 2. World's tallest bicycle. This 15-foot push bike comes in as the tallest bicycle in the world. This guy effortlessly rides it across the streets, much to the bewilderment of onlookers. Imagine seeing one of these cruising down the road and you begin to wonder if you have somehow traveled to another time, maybe into the future. Well, you're probably asking yourself how he climbed onto that mammoth bike. My question is, how does he intend to get down from it? With a parachute, maybe? 3. World's tallest Lego tower. Many people have experimented with various Lego projects in their spare time. Enter these guys. They set the record for the tallest Lego tower, reaching 114 feet 11 inches. That's unimaginable. 4. World's largest cereal bowl. You've probably heard the phrase swimming in cash, but have you heard of swimming in food? Because that's precisely what these guys did. The fact that they had access to the most enormous cereal bowl in the world indeed made things simpler. It was so massive that they could jump in with their jammies on and have a bath in it as the bowl was filled with milk. I can't think of a better way to start your day. 5. World's largest chicken nuggets. Some people can't get enough of chicken nuggets. Those things are massive, but why bother eating those tiny things when you can feast on the largest nuggets ever? Based on the look of pure joy on her face, that has to be the juiciest chicken nuggets ever. 6. World's largest iPhone. Losing your iPhone is more than just an inconvenience, it's a pain. This 10-foot custom-painted iPhone from ZHC is so massive and colorfully visual that you can be trendy while ensuring your phone never goes missing. Sound like a sales pitch to you? Not at all our intention. 7. World's longest hot dog. Want to feed a room full of hungry guys? Easy. Here comes the longest hot dog on earth. This mouth-watering Chicago-style treat is 40 feet long and weighs more than 37 pounds. 8. World's biggest Hummer. Driving a standard Hummer just wasn't enough for this guy. He had to upgrade to a 21.6-foot tall beast to show the rest of us that all Hummers are not created equal. He is unquestionably the king, looking down on his peasants in their small, weak vehicles. However, we're curious to know how he gets into that monster. He most likely has the entire width of the road to himself. 9. World's biggest lighter. It's clearly not rocket science that you may have to build the world's most oversized lighter when you need to quickly start the world's most enormous fire. This guy just made himself a gigantic copy of a lighter, 15 times bigger than the original. Watching him quickly burn through this stuff, you'd think he made a flamethrower instead of a lighter. 10. World's biggest water gun. This guy decides to man up and build the biggest super soaker in the world. The water displaced from this cannon of a water gun is so strong that it can break glass, crack eggs, and shoot water at 8 times the pressure of a fire truck. And we thought water guns were for babies. 11. World's biggest shopping cart. It turns out that the best way to go grocery shopping with friends is in a supersized grocery cart with a 290 horsepower V8 engine. This has to be a shopaholic's dream come true. 12. World's tallest scooter. People initially believed that the video of Oliver Tree riding the 20-foot tall largest scooter in the world was a hoax when it was initially shared on social media. But as with his fantastic tunes, this guy is quite the genius, and we can't wait to see what he comes up with next. 13. World's biggest skateboard. You can accomplish many wonderful things on a skateboard, like harming yourself and attempting to get your name in the Guinness Book of World Records. The biggest skateboard in the world was created by Joe Cialgia by increasing a standard-sized skateboard by a factor of 12.5. This is a thrilling trip that can accommodate up to a dozen passengers. 14. Record-breaking PS5. What could be crazier than a world record-sized PS5 and controller covered in custom artwork? Well, perhaps the fact that it's more than 100 times larger than a standard game system while still functioning just as well. The controls do take some time getting used to though. 15. World's largest burger. Are you one of those people who takes part in man versus food challenges and eats a crazy amount of food in a crazy amount of time? We'd love to see someone try to eat this huge beef burger. This is the largest burger in the world. The huge meal took more than 16 hours to make and cost $8,000. It was made with 1,793 pounds of fresh ingredients. Bon appetit. 16. Bigfoot. Did you and your friends ever play with monster trucks when you were a kid? Well, this monster truck, the Bigfoot 5, is not playing around. It's loud and obnoxious, and if you ask me, and the Guinness Book of World Records of course, it's the biggest, largest, and meanest truck in the world. 17. Giant inflatable duck. Even though this 6-story tall inflatable duck is placed on purpose as part of a big tourist campaign, it's impossible not to imagine a giant baby having a blast with it in the bathtub. 18. Largest rubber band ball. Because he could, this guy created a rubber band ball that weighed 4,097 kilograms. It was 6 feet 7 inches tall, 26 feet in circumference, and was made out of almost 700,000 rubber bands. He did, however, set the Guinness World Record for the largest rubber band ball ever. Can you imagine it rolling down the street? It would crush everything in its path. 19. World's biggest party balloon. Some people don't even like being near balloons because they're afraid they'll pop. So I guess they wouldn't like to see this video of the world's biggest balloon being filled with air. The best part was seeing it explode. The balloon was blown up to a gigantic 40 feet before it popped. Satisfying at the very least. 20. World's largest rocking chair. This huge wooden rocking chair is outside the city hall in the small Illinois town of Casey. It holds the Guinness World Record for being the world's largest rocking chair. The comfortable monument was built to scale only 20 times bigger. It's 56.5 feet tall and 32 feet 10 inches wide, which is a lot. We can't stop picturing a giant old lady knitting in that thing. It makes the people on it look like they have shrunk in comparison. 21. Biggest stuffed rabbit ever. What would you do if you woke up one morning to find a huge rabbit in your yard? This 200-foot long, 20-foot tall pink stuffed bunny named Hayes was left on an Italian hillside in 2005. It looks like it fell from the sky with its arms outstretched, eyes wide open, and straw inside spilling out from its body. Why did they put it there? Your guess is as good as ours. Perhaps we'll never know. 22. Biggest table tennis paddles. Fancy yourself a game of table tennis? Why use standard-sized paddles when you can cover more ground and ensure no ball gets past you by using a huge paddle nearly 10 times larger than normal? Well, the truth is, these paddles aren't easy to wield. They feel like a sledgehammer in your hand, so unless you're Thor, I'd suggest sticking with the traditional paddles or you won't be winning any matches anytime soon. 23. Biggest pyramids of plastic cups. Nowadays, it seems like there's a Guinness World Record for just about anything, so why not one for the biggest pyramid of plastic cups? This 30-foot tall cup tower was constructed over several days by stacking 42,925 cups. But we're sure this house of cups will come tumbling down much faster than it went up. 24. Biggest TV in the world. This television is so large that it would take an elephant to obstruct your view. And yes, it appears to be as insane as you can imagine. Not to mention being much more expensive as well. The owner of this ridiculously large 292-inch TV must have a sprawling estate with a wall broad enough to hang this massive fella. 25. Biggest sandcastle. These guys painstakingly painstakingly constructed this masterpiece from the sand. A lot of dirt and sweat went into erecting this 57-foot tall castle over 3.5 weeks. I'm sure they were pretty proud of themselves until they saw the storm clouds begin to gather. 26. World's biggest matchbox. You know that happy sensation you get when you light a match and breathe in the smoky sulfur? This guy must really enjoy inhaling the charred scent of match heads. As a result, he handcrafted matches more than 1,500 times the size of normal ones. And you thought the kid who ate glue was weird. 27. Biggest water bomb ever? How much fun are water bombs to play with? These guys built one by filling a 40-foot weather balloon with 800 gallons of water, making it the biggest water balloon ever, and then dropped it from a 200-foot crane. Insane. 28. World's largest blanket. Sleeping with a sheet-stealing partner can disrupt your sleep and even cause problems in your relationship. So these ladies in India came up with a most comforting solution. An army of over 1,000 people from more than 15 countries got together to crochet a 120,000 square foot blanket, the world's largest ever. With this, no blanket thieving partner can ever pull that off you, that's for sure. 29. Largest cake pop. Who among us has a passion for cake that would lead to the creation of a cake pop weighing 42 kilograms? According to the Guinness Book of Records, these individuals are responsible for creating the world's largest cake pop. They started with a miniature cake pop and scaled it up by a factor of 1,000 to create the largest cake pop ever. Everything about this cake pop was made from scratch. 30. World's biggest plane. While it may look like an aircraft to help fight off an extraterrestrial invasion, the Stratolaunch is the world's biggest airplane. Known commonly as Rock, this record-breaking aircraft with a wingspan larger than an American football field will be used to launch satellites and other supersonic vehicles into space while in midair. 31. Largest swing ever. Looking for the thrill of a lifetime? We've got you covered. Thrill seekers, take note, but we aren't going anywhere near that thing. This gigantic contraption is positioned on top of a 2,300-foot cliff in China. This 108-meter-tall rainbow swing flings passengers out over the edge at speeds up to 80 miles per hour. 32. Tallest climbing tower in the world. At its highest point, the freestanding climbing tower, now the tallest in the world, measures 155 feet and is absolutely not for the faint-hearted. Are you afraid of heights? Keep your head north and avoid looking down. 33. Biggest loop-the-loop ever. Every kid with a loop-the-loop will go loopy with excitement over this Hot Wheels set. It's the biggest loop-the-loop in the world, towering a massive 62.5 feet in height and going around in a complete 360 degrees. You don't want to take it easy on these crazy circular highways. Fortunately, this guy got the timing exactly right. 34. Biggest chocolate bar. This giant chocolate bar, measuring 3 feet long and weighing 10 pounds, is the ultimate way to treat yourself. If you eat it all at once, though, be prepared for a sugar rush of coma-inducing proportions. 35. Biggest dog in the world. With all due respect to our lesser canine buddies, love does not come bigger than a 3-foot 5-inch super tall Great Dane, according to its parents. This massive breed of dog is sometimes mistaken for tiny horses. But don't be fooled by their size. These dogs are gentle giants, and this dog right here is officially the biggest of them all. It's absolutely rib-cracking. The infant next to the dog was like, what the heck is this monster beside me? 36. Biggest Rubik's Cube in the world. Attempting to solve the Rubik's Cube can sometimes cause you a severe headache. You keep rotating it, but nothing changes. Unfortunately, millions of individuals have been beaten by a 3-inch square box. It's insane that these guys from Hong Kong would choose to create the world's largest operational Rubik's Cube. Who would want the item of their biggest failure exhibited so prominently in public? With all this massive stuff, we are convinced that the world is gearing up for the arrival of future overloads. Which of these enormous outsized objects made you feel like a Lilliputian? Let us know in the comments, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.